Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast. I am your host, Kirsten. Thank you so much for being here, taking some time to listen to my thoughts, whether you are watching this on YouTube or listening to it on a podcast app. Either way, thank you so much. And if you could share this episode, if you find it helpful, with other people too, that would be really, really great. So today, what we're going to talk about is 8 health hacks that I use every week, and many of them every day. And also many of them I recommend to my clients. So all of these health hacks, so to speak, are generally things that everybody could use, most people could use, but not everybody maybe need them. However, if I notice that, from a conversation with my clients comes out that somebody has like a certain issue, they're dealing with something, then I often pick things from this list and recommend that they do them. All of these things are natural. Some of them cost some money. Some of them are totally free. And the things that cost something, I'm going to link to. And some of them, if you purchase through these links, I earn a little commission, but there will be no extra cost for you. Just wanted to make sure that you know that. And I personally use all of these things, and I would not talk about them if I didn't use them and if I didn't believe in benefits of them. So I just want to make sure that you know that. Everything that I say here is just what I use, what I like to recommend you use as well. If you have any of these issues that I'm going to talk about today, or even if you don't necessarily have like big health issues going on, you can still strengthen your body, strengthen your immune system, improve your sleep, improve your digestion, and your energy. This is a big one, your energy level. And even though I am, of course, a macro coach, mostly strength coach, macro coach, then I look at the health in a very holistic way. I think there's so many systems in the body that we have to take care of. I often talk about the mind-body connection. So, of course, mind is one part of the whole system, but also food and fitness, yes. And then there's also small little things like little add-ons that can be so beneficial. And my goal is always to make sure that you are as healthy as possible. Yes, you may have a fat loss goal, you may have a muscle building goal. At the same time, I want to make sure that we can support your overall health with other ways too, if this is necessary. Okay, so let's get started with those 8 health, so to speak, hacks and see what they are. Okay, the first one is castor oil. I don't know if you know much about it. I personally knew a little bit about it before I started using it, but I didn't know very much. So what I knew when I started using this earlier this year, maybe I started in April or March, what I knew about it is that when I was little, then we had a little bottle of castor oil at home. And I remember my mom using it sometimes. So women would put them on their eyelashes or sometimes eyebrows because they would grow, thicker and stronger and look prettier. And I remember as a little girl also trying it out a couple of times and putting it on my eyelashes. I don't remember if it had a massive effect or not. I don't remember that, but this is what we did. So this was pretty much all I knew about castor oil then. But then earlier this year, like I said, in March or April, I started using it because my practitioner recommended me that I do. I had some signs of a little bit of hormonal balance, and my periods were not as good as they should have been. And let me tell you already, they have gotten so much better. I talked a little bit about it also in my episode with Erica Brunette, so you can check out that too. And actually, some of the things that I recommend in today's episode, we also covered there. So if you want to just hear from somebody else what their experience is, then make sure that you check out this episode too. But when I started using this this spring, I definitely started noticing results pretty quickly. And the next period that I got was so much better than the other ones before that. So what do I then use? I use the brand called Queen of Thrones, and they have this amazing liver kit. So this is designed so that you put the oil, you pour it on a little piece of cloth. It's like a liver pack that comes with it. You get the castor oil and the pack, and then you wrap it around your body. So making sure that the oil hits your liver area. So that liver is located pretty much under your right breast. So this is where you want that area to be, the oil to be. And then you wrap it around your body, and then you can just, sit, hour or 3 hours in the evening with it, or you can go to sleep with it. Now, a couple of things that you should know about it. It is messy and it will stain. So if you do it at night, or even it doesn't matter what time of the day you do it. But when you wrap that pack around your body, then make sure that you use a t-shirt that you don't care about. If it gets messy, if you can never wear it outside anymore again, wear that over that liver pack, because it is a little greasy, it is oily, it stains, and it's not going to come out. If you decide to go to sleep with it, then also it's a great idea to put a towel over your sheets before you lay down, because like I said, it will make it messy and it's going to stain. And I definitely have some sheets in my closet when I didn't use the towel yet. I use these sheets and yes, they are messed up. I cannot save them anymore. So just be aware of that. So maybe the nights when you use that castor oil pack, don't pull out your fanciest sheets when you go to sleep. So what does it then do? It really helps for your liver to detox. And when I say liver detox, I know for some of you it might be like, oh my God, don't tell me about I have to go on a juice cleanse. I think a lot of times this is what we associate with hearing detox, right? Oh my gosh, you're going to tell me to drink celery juice? No, definitely not that. But your liver actually can need support, because your liver is the organ that's responsible for getting rid of the old stuff that doesn't belong in the body and can potentially mess with your body, mess with your energy levels, mess with your sleep, mess with your hormones, and so on. So castor oil actually helps to eliminate toxins and excess hormones from your liver. That's why you place it over your liver. And as a result, you may experience better periods, like in my case, better PMS and less PMS symptoms. It can definitely improve your sleep. It can absolutely improve constipation and bloating. And the constipation part is definitely also that I found it very helpful for, and I don't have that problem anymore at all. Then it can also help with stress and anxiety. So overall, really good, really helpful little thing that you can start using, and you will see great benefits from it. So if you have any of these problems, your periods are not ideal, you get bloated, maybe you have a lot of pain, irregularity, maybe you are not ovulating, which by the way is very important that you do ovulate, because your menstrual cycle without ovulation is not a real menstrual cycle. If you have stress and anxiety, then try that castor oil. Now, the company highly recommends that, you go to sleep with it, and they say that it feels like a warm hug around your body. It feels so nice. And this is just, and I'm going to be totally honest here, to me, I don't love going to sleep wearing this thing, because I often get really hot. So I'm really warm anyway. When I go to sleep, and otherwise too, I'm not really that cold anymore. I remember when I was severely overtrained, by the way, I was so cold all the time. It was nuts. So now this is not a problem, and I'm actually really, really warm. Besides, I live in Arizona, so it is hot here, and I don't necessarily love having this warming thing on my body at night. So I now decided that I'm going to do every other day, maybe 1 to 3 hours, when I'm just, sitting around reading a book or doing whatever else I'm doing at home, and then wear it then, and then I wash it off and then go to bed. So it's your choice, however you want to do it. Maybe in the winter months when it gets a little bit colder here, I do it overnight, and I feel that it's, I like it better then. But you can do it either way. But start with it gradually. Don't do every day overnight all the time. Start with maybe 3 days a week or 3 nights a week, and see how it affects you. Okay, let's move on to the next health hack, so to speak, and that is mineral drops. So the brand that I use is Concentrate Mineral Drops, and I find it really, really helpful. I can actually feel the benefits of it. So what you do is you pour a couple of drops in your drinking water. So per glass, it can be 3, 4, maybe 5 drops into your drinking water. And that gives you lots of important minerals like magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium, boron, everything that we need. And the taste is pretty strong. So the daily recommended amount, I think, is 40 drops. So make sure that you don't put it in 1 glass of water, because it's going to taste very, very strong. And just use a little bit less, but it is super helpful. And the reason why we need minerals, I mean, there are so many reasons, but why we need them probably more than ever before is that the soil where we grow vegetables, for example, is really depleted. And there's not the same amount of minerals anymore as it used to be. So I think really a lot of people need that. And I even read an interesting fact that 90% of Americans are very likely mineral deficient. So Are you in the 10% or not? I don't know. Maybe if you grow your own food in like a really great organic soil, maybe you're not in that category, but most people are. So, what do the minerals then do in the body? In order for you to absorb vitamins, by the way, you do need minerals. So, minerals help with that. Minerals help you to maintain the right pH level in your body. You don't want your pH to be too acidic, right? Because acidity is what helps your, helps you, makes you get sick, right? It helps disease to literally grow in the body. So you want to have a nice, right pH balance, which is something that the minerals help with. They help with overall energy. This is what I definitely have noticed myself. It just feel better, more stable throughout the day. Then it can help with bone and joint health, hair and skin health. So this is a big one, and especially if you are one of those people who maybe under more stress tends to lose a little bit more hair, notices that the nails are kind of getting weak, then these mineral drops will be really, really helpful. Then also, in order to have better bowel movements, you have to have a good mineral balance. So definitely important for that. Then one of the big reasons that I talk about here all the time, I talk about muscle building a lot. And minerals are very important for you to be able to put on muscle and make sure that the hard work that you're doing at the gym actually pays off. And it can also improve your athletic performance, by the way. So it's kind of like the same thing. And what else? It can even, by the way, interesting fact that I read, and I didn't know, it can even help your pets. So if you find like your cat or dog is eating plants inside or grass, like to chew on grass, then that's also a good chance that that they may be mineral deficient. So you can try putting some minerals also in their drinking water. Did I miss anything? For heart health, of course, we need magnesium and potassium both. Very important for that. And I think I already mentioned that in order for vitamins that you are getting from food or from supplementations, for those to actually being absorbed and get the benefits that you're supposed to get, you need minerals. You cannot get the benefits without getting the minerals. Okay, so this was my second health hack. Moving on to the third one, and this is adrenal cocktails. You may have heard about adrenal cocktails. I feel like they're getting very, very popular lately, and for good reason, because they can really help you to deal with stress and boost your immune system, give you stable energy so that you can feel great throughout the day. If you are somebody who notices energy dips around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, or it's hard for you to get up and get going in the morning, usually between 8 or 9, then these adrenal cocktails will be great for you. So what is in an adrenal cocktail? Well, there's just 3 ingredients. There's a little bit of variety how you can make them, but the basic ingredients are citrus fruits such as oranges, then coconut water, and then salt. Okay. And what are you going to do? There's a couple of ways of doing it. I'm going to give you the original version, the actual cocktail version, and then my version, which I call the tequila version, which has nothing to do with tequila actually. In that it doesn't have alcohol in it. So, but I get there. So the cocktail version would be you take an orange, you squeeze the orange in a juicer, or if you can use the kitchen tool that squeezes the orange juice out of the orange, then do that. And then you're going to mix it with about 6 to 8 ounces of coconut water. Now, when you go buy your coconut water, then you want to pick something that doesn't have added sugar or doesn't have added vitamin C. You don't want that. You want the cleanest thing that has only one ingredient, and that is coconut water. Now, you could also use a very good quality orange juice. If you cannot squeeze, can't get like fresh squeezed oranges, that's fine too. And then you mix these two together, and then you add a little bit of salt to it. And that's the recipe. Now, the tequila version that I told you about, this is how I do it because I just don't want to take off my juicer and make a mess and clean things up. You probably have already realized that I don't like to spend too much time in kitchen doing all the things all the time. And what I like even less about it is cleaning everything up. Then I just find shortcuts. So what I do is that I peel my orange. I have one orange. I peel the orange, and then I put literally, if you've ever taken tequila shots, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt here on my hand. I'm gonna lick the salt, and then take the coconut water, and then eat my slice of orange, and then I repeat the thing until I finish my orange. And this is how I do it. And I call it the tequila version, no alcohol involved, but it's a lot less messy and exactly the same ingredients. And you can totally do that too. Now you may ask, isn't it gross to eat salt just like that? I'm like, I don't know. To me, it's not. I can do it. I mean, whatever, right? How much is that really? It's not that much. Overall, you should be getting about quarter teaspoon or half a teaspoon of salt, and that will be enough. Now, there are some other recipes also that you can find when you Google or when you search adrenal cocktails. Some of them are made with cream of tartar. Some of them are made with other citrus fruits. You can even make it with pineapple, I believe. So whatever the fruit is that is high in vitamin C, this is what you want to use. Now, vitamin C is what gives you the benefits, right, of it. So vitamin C from your citrus fruit, and then potassium. This is why the coconut water is important, potassium, right? And potassium, by the way, is also one of the minerals that's included in the previous mineral drops that I mentioned, and a mineral that a lot of people are low in. So it's not that easy, by the way, to get potassium, but you do need it. And some other foods where to get potassium are potatoes, avocados, coconut water, aloe vera juice, but I don't know anybody who drinks aloe vera juice. So coconut water is great in the adrenal cocktail. And then salt. Why do you need salt for? Again, minerals, lots of minerals in salt. So this was my third thing. And this is something that I do every single day. Like I said, some of them I do weekly or, a couple of days a week. And some of them I do every single day. So mineral drops, previously mentioned, I do every single day. And adrenals also every single day, unless I have a day when I'm forgetting or being outside all the time and for some reason forget, but this is not very often at all. I'm pretty good at taking my supplements and staying consistent with that stuff. All right. So the next health hack, I don't know even if I can call it a hack, but just something that is very important is what you put on your skin. So I personally have used a brand called Beauty Counter since December 2019 or even November 2019. So it's going to be 3 years pretty soon. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best clean beauty companies out there. I know that there are more. I just have found something that I liked, and this is one to keep using because why change something that is working? So this company in particular has so many ingredients that they don't use that are found in regular cosmetics that you buy in, CVS or Walgreens or wherever you buy that are actually really harmful and are endocrine disruptors, which means that they can mess with your hormonal balance and they are just toxic and you don't want to use them. So some things to look out for when you buy your cosmetics are parabens, phthalates, oxybenzone, which is found in sunscreens. So there are some ingredients that you definitely don't want to put on your skin, and Beauty Counter does not use them. Like I said, this is not a must. You don't have to use Beauty Counter. If you find something else that's cleaner, then by all means use it. But just understand that what you put on your skin gets absorbed and will impact your overall health too. And by the way, if you read the label, it says like clean or organic. That's not a guarantee of anything yet. Actually, do your research, see what are the ingredients that you want to avoid in your skincare, and go and see if this thing that you're about to buy or that you're about to put on your skin has these ingredients. And if they do, then just don't use it. So also look out for synthetic fragrances and even flavors. I don't know why they would put these things in cosmetics, but they do. So check out these labels and see if this thing is actually clean or if it just says on the label that it's clean or it's organic. And you can go to Beauty Counter's website too. They have a link called the Never List. So you can look at that list and see what are the ingredients that you don't want to see in your skincare. Because like I said, your skin is a very large organ and it does absorb things that you put on it. They are not healthy things usually. It is also, by the way, really mind-blowing how not regulated this market is here in the US. There are so many more, and I cannot tell the number off the top of my head, so many more ingredients that are banned in European Union, for example, but are not banned here, totally free to put in the products. And nobody's controlling it, nobody's regulating it, but we have to be aware of this. And another lesson, don't believe everything that you've been told that it's true or is safe. You have to do your own research and figure out what's actually good for your health. Okay, I think that was enough about the skincare. I'm going to put the link to Beauty Counter in the show notes and in YouTube as well, so you can find it if you want to do your own research. Okay, so the next thing I really love, and it's almost totally free, it's a great thing, is tongue scraping and oil pulling. So we're going to talk about oral health a little bit. So this is the tongue scraping and oil pulling is one of the Ayurvedic rituals, right? Like very old history, people have done it for thousands of years, and it's all natural. It really cannot harm you, different from, alcohol-based mouthwash or, the mouth rinse products that we have that can actually be also really harmful for health. So avoid those and instead get started with some tongue scraping and oil pulling. So what is this tongue scraping? If you've never done this before, it's basically you're going to need a tool. It's a simple tool. It's very cheap. It's around $10, something like that, that you use to scrape your tongue. You just clean your tongue. So in the morning, after you brush your teeth, you're going to stick your tongue out and then you use this scraper and pull 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many times. And you're gonna remove that coating. So you see overnight when you, after you sleep, you wake up, you stick your tongue out, you see that there's a coating on it. And this is bacteria that has gathered there overnight. And now this bacteria can, through our mouth, make it, and gums make it its way into our whole body. And we don't want that. So it's a really, really simple hack to do. Use that tongue scraper, clean your tongue, and then after that, you are going to do an oil pull, which basically means just taking a tablespoon or so, either sesame oil or coconut oil. You're going to take a sip, you're going to put it in your mouth, and you just move it around in your mouth for a couple of minutes. Instead of mouthwash, right? And then you spit it out, and that's it. That's all you do. So this is a super simple hack. I think everybody can do this. It's relatively affordable. When you buy that tongue scraper, that's all you really pay for, and then a little bit of coconut oil and sesame oil. Now, when you want to get really deep into Ayurvedic medicine, then you can figure out like which one is better for you. Actually, there are 3 types of people, or like organisms or bodies, I guess, and they will even give you an idea. Okay, you as a person like this, do you need sesame oil or do you need coconut oil? Which one is better for you? I'm not getting like super deep into this. I've just been using coconut oil. I don't think that it's worth, like, if you want to, you can figure this out. But I think it's just like splitting hairs, and it's okay. You can use either one. Both will work. So super simple thing for your oral health, and you probably know that your oral health really impacts the overall body, the entire system. So it's very important to take care of that. All right, moving on to the next thing, and that is cold plunge. You may have heard me talking about it a couple of times already. I am a big fan. And I started really loving cold plunging when I realized how good it really is for me. And of course, at first I was a little bit resistant because cold is not pleasant. And sometimes people tell me, I don't like the cold at all. I cannot do this. And I'm telling them, I don't like it either when I'm going in, but I do freaking love the benefits of it. So I've talked about it a little bit in previous episodes, but I got started with regular cold plunging maybe close to 1.5 or maybe even 2 years ago at this point. Before that, though, I had done cold plunging before too, because I grew up in Estonia. I lived 4 years in Finland, where getting into like a cold snow after sauna or cold lake after sauna, it's a thing that we do there. So I had done this, of course, but not regularly, not all the time. And after moving to the States, there was a period when I didn't do any of that because I lived in California, no snow, no sauna. So we didn't do that. But then I got started with it again, and it was amazing. I got started with cold showers when I had kind of like a hard period in my life. I was just really stressed and tired, and we were moving and planning our move, and I just felt really not like myself. And then I started cold plunging, and of course at first it was cool water. It wasn't really cold water, what I would consider cold now after I practiced like actual ice baths for 1.5 years. But it was a good starting point, and then from then it just started. I started using colder and colder water, and then I started taking like actual ice baths, and the benefits are really amazing. Like you feel it, you get in, it's uncomfortable, you want to get out, your brain tells you to get F out of here. It is dangerous. This is bad, but you got to resist and you got to stay there. Stay there for 2 minutes and see what it can do for your health and well-being and how instant the shift in your mood really is. And for me, it was so powerful. I remember last spring, not 2022, but 2021, in April, I was so consistent with it that I went to Costco every night almost and bought 40 bags of ice. And then I did my ice bath in my bathroom. In the tub, I filled it with cold water, or as cold as it gets here in Arizona. I poured in the 40 to 60 pounds of ice and I just sat there. And I did it every single night and it was amazing. It really started helping me to sleep a little bit better. It absolutely helps with workout recovery and it helps with mood so much. There are so many benefits. Your immune system will say a big thank you. And I think this is one of the best things that you can do to really boost your immune system. And, like I said, it's not like you love it, you enjoy it, enjoy getting in there. No, it's not like that. But it's like, it's the after feeling. It's like, okay, I have to do something hard to kind of earn the benefits. And that's just how it goes. And of course, then a little bit later, after I had practiced, I actually got certified as a cold exposure coach via Morosco method. And this is where I take my cold plunges right now. It's a place in Phoenix, and I absolutely love it. So again, another relatively low cost or no cost hack too that you can definitely try out. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about is air purifiers. So also important to have in the house. Another interesting fact that I read about was that Americans spend 93% of the time indoors. So I don't know if this is you. I hope not. I really hope that you get outside a little bit more than that 7%. But this is reality. So we are inside all day long. A lot of us are inside all day long, and indoor air is also polluted. And according to some research, actually, indoor air can be 10 times more polluted than outdoor air. So and now we're sitting in this room and inhaling all the things, and thinking that it doesn't impact our health. It absolutely does. So air purifier is definitely a bigger investment and it's worth it. I gotta say that I'm pretty new to using it regularly. I had my air purifier, I bought it a while ago, and then it was just sitting around and doing nothing. And now I actually finally started using it, and I usually turn it on maybe like an hour before I go to bed. It's in my bedroom. I guess it could be on all day too, but this is just how I do it right now. And then I know that my sleep environment will be a little bit better after I have used it. So what is in our indoor air that could be harmful for us? There's residues of household chemicals, there's dust, so making the house clean, dusting, using the air purifier definitely will help your health too. Okay, and then the last thing, and this is a totally free thing, hope that you can do this, although it depends a little bit on where you live, is the sun exposure, right? It's so good for health. And I think we're kind of scared away from being in the sun. It's so bad for you. You know what? It's bad for you if you get burnt, right? If you sit in like under Hawaiian sun for a couple of hours, yeah, you're gonna get burned, and this is definitely not good for you. But getting a little bit of sun on your skin is not bad, nothing bad about it. And I personally don't think that everybody should be using as much sunscreen as we use, because again, what's in that sunscreen? So get some sun on your skin and try to expose as much skin as possible. If you can, wear shorts, wear a tank top. Again, I understand it depends really on where you live, but to think that the sun is bad, it's, in my opinion, totally incorrect. Of course, you also get your vitamin D, which is the best source. The sun is the best source of vitamin D, right? You boost your immune system when you get some sunlight. And of course, it can big time help with your sleeping patterns. So your circadian rhythm is directly impacted by you getting or not getting sunlight. So like I've said before too, you want to get some sunlight, or at least light, even if it's not sunny, on your skin within the first 30 minutes of your day. That will set your circadian rhythm in such a way that now about 16 hours after that, when it's time to go to bed, your body knows that, okay, it's time to start wind down, because we started sunlight. Now we know about 16 hours later, we're going to get started with melatonin production, keeping the lights low also inside, and then that will help you to go to sleep and regulate your sleep patterns too. So I love the sun. I love the sun. I love being there a lot. And just feels nice. It feels great. I think it's a great medicine. Okay, I hope that this list was helpful for you. Like I said, some of the things totally free, everybody can do, and some of them cost a little bit of money. But also, by the way, I'm not saying that you have to now take the list and do all the things on this list, because it can be a little bit of time consuming. Making sure that you get your cold plunge and that you walk outside every day and that you do the adrenal cocktails. I understand that it is can be time consuming. Just pick some things that you think that might be most helpful based on what I told you, what these things help with, and then get started with one or two and see if they make a difference. And maybe let me know if they made a difference. But these are things that I personally like, do every single day, or some of them a couple of days a week. Like a cold plunge, I do maybe 3 times a week, sometimes 2. I'd like to go a little bit more often, but it's just not always possible. But most of the other things are really daily things. All right. I hope this episode was helpful for you and gave you some ideas on how to really boost your health in a very natural way. And hope that you enjoyed it and start using some of these things. Okay. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you again very soon. Have a great rest of your week.